Red Hood and the Dark Trinity have come back in the world of Webtoons, an out-of-continuity continuation of our favorite team of Red Hood, Artemis, and Bizarro. Now, I brought this story to you a little while ago, chapters 1 through 4, but the first major arc concludes with chapter 10. So today I thought it'd be fun to pick up where we left off and just finish out the first arc of the Red Hood and the Outlaws webtoon that I'm really enjoying reading. I'll give you the link down below. Currently, they're all the way up to chapter 31, I believe, with the series, and I'm personally in the middle of reading through the second arc. But anyway, when we last left off with this storyline, Red Hood and the Outlaws were hired to go and get an ancient artifact. It turns out that artifact was being guarded by Martian Manhunter, and he arrived at the very ending of their attempt to steal it, informing that he doesn't take kindly to thieves. This is the Comicstorian channel. I basically dramatically read back to you storylines involving superheroes so that you know what's going on in the world of comics and can figure out where to go read them. This is a webtoon series, link is down below. Now let's get into chapter 5 right after we get the reveal that Martian Manhunter is involved in the artifact. Just before arriving, Manhunter was alerted that someone was attempting to steal the heart of Ronmir, one of the most powerful remnants of life back on Mars. It holds the ability to replicate a facsimile of Martian life, which in the wrong hands could be devastating. While he swore to protect the Earth, it was also Manhunter's job to protect that statue and keep it safe. So all of the encounters the Outlaws came across, it was Manhunter in the shadows causing them. He watched, he waited, and he striked at the times that he felt it was best, but he could not anticipate who he was up against. Jason radios into Artemis, but when he can't get a hold of her, he asks Bizarro if he can see her. Suddenly, Artemis, well, the fake Artemis that Manhunter has changed into, walks out stating that there is nothing to worry about. She was just fighting a dinosaur. Whoever is out there probably heard the shot, though. They should get somewhere and set up camp so they can figure out how to get out of here. Night began to fall, and Bizarro went to sleep, and the fake Artemis that is actually Manhunter sat by the fire. Artemis sees Jason staring at something, asking, "What is it?" He tells her that whoever they're fighting is using a cloaking device. He can tell because the moisture in the air still clings to them no matter how visible you are. Even now he feels watched. He hasn't felt like this. He begins to trail off, and the fake Artemis tells him that it's just the two of them he can open up. So he takes off his helmet, and then there's a sudden beep. The two jump back to their feet, running towards the motion sensor, and as they get ready for their fight, a small dinosaur wanders out, growling. Jason begins to feed the dinosaur, stating that they need to destroy the idol. But Artemis yells that they can't. They have no idea what would happen if they destroy that idol. Jason says that he knows, and it's kind of exciting. So much blood has been spilled over this artifact, they could just, but fake Artemis tells them that that would be irresponsible. Jason looks right at her. Have you not met me? And don't say you're scared. You used to take risks all the time. You used to be fun. Jason sets the idol up, getting ready to fire, but before he can pull the trigger, fake Artemis draws her sword, holding it to Jason's throat. "I wouldn't do that." Jason laughs. "I was wondering when you would attack. Now!" A split second later, there's a blue blur as Bizarro rockets towards fake Artemis, punching her into the ground. "You are friend!" After hitting Artemis with a taser, Jason gets up, stating that they are pretty suspicious. If they're going to imitate an Amazon, especially an Amazon like Artemis, you should know how she likes to draw her sword, because I do. Manhunter then gets up, changing back into his Martian form, lunging. "Give me back the idol!" Bizarro quickly jumps in the way to stop Manhunter, but he's knocked out of the way, grabbing a hold of Jason. Before Manhunter can take off, Bizarro reaches up, grabbing Manhunter's cape, flinging him back down, slamming him into the ground. Manhunter coughs. "You don't understand!" Bizarro punches down at him. "Yes, you understand!" As Manhunter lays on the ground, Jason reaches down to deactivate the barriers and tells Bizarro to go find the real Artemis. Once alone, Jason begins stretching, telling him that Franco warned him that someone might be standing in his way, but he wasn't expecting this. But he also doesn't care. A short while later, Bizarro grabs Jason and Artemis, and the three begin to fly away from the island, with Artemis telling him that he should ask for more money. Jason says that she's right. They deserve more for having to rescue a damsel in distress. She then asks him to not make her have to kill him before they get paid. Haha, it's good to have the real you back. As they leave, Manhunter begins to wake up and makes a call to the watchtower. Later, at Franco's home, one of the men knocks on the door, stating that the Outlaws have returned. He sits up. "Hail Ronmir, As Jason, Artemis, and Bizarro all stand in the elevator, Bizarro looks around. I enjoy this. Artemis says that the whole deal was rotten from the get-go. Jason looks at them. Well, either you take the jobs like this or we become the kind of people who sit on buildings all night waiting for someone to scream for help. After waiting for a moment and not getting any responses, yeah, that's what I thought, guys. As the elevator doors begin to ding, Franco yells, Outlaws, what a sight! Now where's my treasure? Jason tells them that it's at the bottom of Atlantis if they don't get their money. He holds out the idol, and Franco snaps his fingers, and his men deliver 3 suitcases full of money. You may leave, enjoy the money, buy some sleeves. Jason closes the suitcase. You know, that wasn't easy. Booby traps, dinosaurs, not the best weather, and unexpected company. Artemis slams her hands on the table, shouting, We want to know why Martian Manhunter was after this family heirloom. Franco stands up telling her that they got paid to do what they were paid to do. Retrieve the item, ask no questions, now leave! Everyone glares at Franco. Alright, I get it. We just had to ask. Because it's not every day you find a member of the Justice League hunting you down in a dinosaur-infested jungle. But we'll be on our way. Jason then throws a knife, hitting Franco in the chest, and he falls to the ground. However, what comes crawling back isn't a human hand, but a Martian hand, and Franco reveals his true self. Give me the idol! Bizarro uses his freeze vision, but Franco dodges the blast, jumping onto the ceiling and wall, and then leaping for the idol. Mine! By the gods, mine! As Franco has the figure, he makes a break for it, jumping out the window. But before escaping, a grappling line is shot out, grabbing him by the ankle and sending him into the wall of glass. Franco looks at the people on the lower floor and begins to say something in his native tongue, and the idol's eyes begin to glow. As he's pulled back up, Franco bursts out laughing while the others just stare in wonder. What's so funny? Jason asks. Franco just yells, Perfection! As the humans convert into twisted Martians like Franco and they begin to crawl up, Jason looks at them. Huh? I guess we know what the idol does now. Once the attack begins, Artemis says to remember no killing. There might be a way to change them back. Franco begins to slip into the crowd. Bye-bye, birdie! And Jason asks, wait, how does he know a reference like that? Artemis punches the Martian, stating that the species is over a millennia old and they live thousands of years. The amount of art that humans have made during their entire existence is the equivalent to a season of TV for them. Jason then tells her, great, now less encyclopedia, more bang bang! Jason's then thrown into the next room, but as the Martians walk up, it begins to change into him. Okay, we're not doing this! He starts to head back into the main room, and he stops and he sees dozens of Artemis and Bizarro clones. While Artemis and Bizarro are trying to hold their own, another group of cloned Jasons attack and pin Jason to the ground. He begins to speak, but Artemis tells him to shut up and wait. Seconds later, the entire floor explodes, and Jason looks up sighing. Damn it! Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman all appear through the smoke with Batman looking down. Why am I not surprised? For a brief moment, Jason flashes back to the time that he was Robin. That he stops Two-Face by punching him repeatedly in the face until Batman had to stop him. After stopping him, Batman tells him that he's grounded for the night, but Jason yells back that it isn't fair. Batman says that they've been doing this for 3 years, and he still isn't taking responsibility for his actions. He is violent, he is reckless. And what about Two-Face? He killed people! He could have killed more. Your training is to stop the attack without risking killing him. Maybe you can't change. Prove me wrong, Jason. Back in our present day, Jason and the others get up, and Jason says that they had things handled. Batman tells him that the computer said otherwise. Wonder Woman looks at Artemis. Artemis? Artemis responds, but Wonder Woman says that the new sword looks good. Have one at home just like it. And Artemis rolls her eyes. Superman looks at Bizarro. Bizarro just looks at him. No. Another figure flies down and Martian Manhunter simply says, excuse me, but there are civilizations at stake here. So Superman chimes in. Do we know where they're going? Manhunter says that the only way to fully and permanently activate the idol is to return it to Mars. So Artemis looks at one of the knocked out Martians, asking if that means that there's a way to save these people. Manhunter tells her that as long as they stop decay, they will return to their human form. She says that she's sorry, and Jason asks for what? Artemis says the way she sees it, they're the only ones who did their jobs. They were hired to do one thing, get one thing, and they did. Marvin over there didn't protect his secret ancient temple, not even close. Jason looks at Batman. We also let the world-destroying bad guy get away, so we'll be the ones going after Decay. Everyone get out. I'd like a word with Jason alone. Whatever you have to say, my team can hear it, Bats. But Artemis sighs. It's fine. We'll just kick around the sandbox. As everyone leaves, Batman takes a deep breath, taking off his cowl. What are you doing, Batman? I just want you to look into my eyes when I say this. You are a child, a petulant toddler, playing with toys in the mud, angry at the world that is begging you to wash the stench off. Yeah, that's your problem, Dad. Everyone's a child to you, because everyone looks small when you stand at the edge of a skyscraper. But really, what's the difference between people like you and Lex Luthor? Better PR team? Batman pulls his mask back on. We can continue this when you're done crying. I'll alert Nightwing. He can run the watchtower while we're gone. No! We're gonna do it! Are you serious? Boy Scout, if you're finished eavesdropping, we're done. With everyone there and returning, Batman looks at Jason, and to everyone's surprise, I've had a change of mind. That's what you wanted, right? A chance to prove yourself? Well, here you go. This is your last chance. Think you can do it? You have 1 month to do it. No killing, no stealing. Keep the world safe and we'll talk about respect, Jason. For the next month, you're a part of the Justice League. Watchtower and all. But if you fail, you and your friends will be treated like true outlaws. No more Wayne Tech weapons, no more money, nothing. You'll spend the rest of your life running or in Arkham. And I won't be around to blame when it goes wrong. Deal? Artemis reaches out to tell him that they should think about this, but Jason holds out his hand. Deal. And as the League leaves, Artemis shouts, "You idiot! Do you ever just think?" Meanwhile, as Batman is flying on Wonder Woman's jet, Superman says that he hopes that he knows what he's doing. Artemis tells Jason that he better know what he's doing. And like father, like son, both men say, I always do. I actually have been really enjoying the Red Hood Webtoon series, and I highly recommend reading it. But don't worry, we're going to do the next 10 chapters, which I believe is the next arc, very soon. So like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to be a part of everything we're covering here. We do a lot of comic book coverage and would love for you to be a part of this. Thank you.